I've built a memory system for my AI agents, and it's called the Brain, and I want to talk you through it because I think it's really cool. So I've talked in a few previous videos about getting agents to remember things and how you can give them long-term memory and certain techniques of doing that. So I really wanted to have a solid system where we could track everything that happens in the project. My dream is to be able to have this long living memory for my agents, which I can take from computer to computer, from company to company, and it's all of the work that I've done. It's stored in there, all of the decisions I've made, all of the learnings I've had, all of the problems I've had, all of the post-mortems I've gone through, how I solve problems, techniques for doing things, all of it. It's a built-up like history of how I've worked and how I've got to certain solutions, which I've never had before in a company, where you might record in a ticket, like a Jira ticket, or we did this, and this to make this work, or it's a rough history, but you have to go in and find it, look for it, and if you didn't bother on the day, you can't remember, and if you made decisions that aren't necessarily in the ticket, it's just what you finally ended up with, then it's not really that rich, and you lose that, and you forget why you did things. You look at something 6 months later, and you're like, shit, why did we make this decision to make it like this? Why didn't we do it like this? And you just got no record of that. So what I wanted to do was build a brain that would essentially record all of this, all of my decisions, all of my learnings, all of the things I feed in, files, assets, text, articles, and then have this searchable and indexable and usable for my agents. So I can really, if I find something, I can ask like one of my agents, say, hi, the main agent, like, why did we do this? What was the thinkings behind building like this? And it can go in and find it. It can find the decision files. So the way it works is it's essentially a file system of markdown files and other files as well, but mainly markdown files, which are written by the agents. We have skills that enable them to write to the right place. So if we make a decision about something, we will write a decision into the decision folder. And on top of that, in my UI, my mission control that I built, which I'll talk about another time, we have a thing called a decision card, where an agent will give me like a brief and some options, direct options to choose how we do it. And that is recorded. So I say I chose A, this was the brief, these were the other options, and then we can talk about why we didn't choose the other ones, which is really cool. And then we have learnings, obviously, when we learn something, we will drop a file in there. And the beauty of this is, it's all indexed on a vector database. So as soon as a file lands it's in the Brain folder, we've got a file watcher which picks it up, runs it through Google embeddings, the most recent model, which is flipping amazing because it does multimodal, so you can embed video, audio, photos, text, and that gets stored in a vector database. But on the flip side of that, also, when we drop the file in, if it's a text file, it'll look at the contents of the text file and do a lookup in the vector database for any similar or related files and add those as links using like the Obsidian-style to the footer of the markdown file, which means we suddenly get this rich sort of fuzzy link between all of the files in the Brain. So if you do a vector search, look up, you get all of these links to these other files. For media files, which are images or videos or audio, we write a thing called a sidecar, which is essentially a markdown file where we extract out, we can do a transcription of a video and write a sidecar, a gist of what the video is about. And that gets indexed along with the file. So, but using this system, it's incredibly powerful, where my agents can literally remember anything. We use the observational memory system that I borrowed from Mastra, and this vector Brain database, and we're going with me forever. I think I'm going to be building on it forever, and it's now my work development brain that lives on my computer at home, but it will go with me wherever I want. I think eventually I'll probably got to move it into a server, but it's transportable. I can pick it up, take it with me. I can access it from all of my devices over a tailnet with my mission control software, and I love it. So I'll show it to you soon, and in the meantime, go out and make some cool shit.